TIFU by trying to be a responsible adult. This happened 16 days ago. I, 24M, live in the UK with my girlfriend, 24F, and we both have family abroad. My girlfriend and I recently took a trip to visit our home country for 2 weeks. We've been very energy conscious since moving in together, and take opportunities to reduce bills. It works, and I feel like a proper, responsible grown-up. The morning we left the UK, I went around and turned off all the electrical outlets in the flat. Just a precaution, regardless of whether the plugs were being used. I didn't want any small currents from chargers plugged in, but not actively charging. I read somewhere that this actually uses electricity, adding up unnecessarily. The one outlet I left on was for the fridge, freezer. All of our food is in there, and it will last. And we have meal prep to come back to, meaning we can relax and not need to worry about cooking the day we return. Right before we left the door to head to the airport, I also proceeded to flip all the switches on the fuse box to make sure that nothing could happen. Last time my girlfriend and I went abroad for a month, I didn't do this. When we came back, our bills were very high, which made no sense. In the month we were abroad, our bills showed a 4x higher usage than when we were living in the flat. We tried to get this checked out for possible errors with our providers, but nothing came of it. So, for extra measure, this time I flipped all the switches on the fuse box and took pictures of our meter values. What I hadn't realized is that by doing this, the fridge, freezer was now off. Amateur move. We came back yesterday afternoon. As soon as we walked into the kitchen, we were hit with a vile smell. Not only that, but frozen blueberries and raspberries had melted, leaked from the freezer, and left streaks of moldy fruit sludge and stains all over the wooden kitchen floor. A whole chicken that we had frozen had gone rotten, releasing gases that made the packaging bulge to the point of it being a biological weapon should it explode. Everything was rank, wet, sludgy and mushy. We threw absolutely everything away, and I spent the next 2 hours on my hands and knees cleaning up, while my girlfriend went out to buy stronger cleaning agents, coming back with a wide range of various products. I've gotten most of the stains out now, but it wasn't the best way to come home after a stressful day of travel. A lot of food was wasted, and I fear I will never rid the kitchen of the stench of rancid stroganoff, rotten chicken, and fermented fruit juice. The freezer still smells awful after hours of scrubbing. TLDR. Tried to be a responsible adult by saving electricity and ended up turning my flat kitchen into a biohazardous swamp. That's a yikes, but the main question that still lies out: did your electric bill stay down? That is horrible, mate. Hope the smell has gone now. Lesson learned, but ouch. You don't need a professional to turn off the breakers. They are literally just switches. That's what they were designed for. Absolutely no reason to hire someone to do that. That being said, if you're turning everything off, just flip the main breaker instead of flipping all the little ones. You really don't need to do any of that to go on vacation. Your bill should not be higher while you are away. That's extremely suspicious. Did your friends or landlord know you were away? Sounds like somebody was helping themselves to free electricity, and who knows what else. While you were away, I would definitely install some cameras before you go anywhere again. Left the country on a medical emergency March 2020, but due to COVID we were out of the country for 6 weeks. The bucket with the potatoes that we forgot about in it never recovered from that smell. I also accidentally left some beef in my car. Got all the other shopping out of the boot. Over a hot weekend. Welcome to being an adult. Damn, I'm so sorry. TBF, I knew where this was going when I read the fuse box thing because I once flipped a switch in My father's very expensive house's kitchen and a fuse popped and took out the fridge and freezer. We got a new fuse a few days later, but not in time to save what, thankfully, little food we had in the freezer at the time. Save for emergencies or someone doing electrical work. You shouldn't really be touching the breakers. Every off-on cycle wears them down a bit more. And after enough of that, it becomes a hazard. If your electrical bill was high, the actual adult thing would be to find out what was causing it to be high and deal with that specific device or appliance, even if that just meant unplugging that thing while you were away. Also, if you have electric heating, cooling, make sure you adjust your thermostat accordingly before going away. Keep the temp less comfortable than you would while home, but not too hot or cold that it could damage things. If you live where it gets cold, frozen pipes may be a concern if you turn it off completely. A legit TIFU. LMAO, at least you saved that 40p of electrical usage from the iPhone charger in the wall. Happened to me once. I was selling a house and had a freezer full of flounder and venison. When I pulled into the driveway, there was a trail of blood to the street. The buyer wanted the freezer. He got it. Typically, if you come across a fridge completely rotten, you tape it shut, throw it out and get a new one. It's not easily cleaned. Edit for typos.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.